in 2019, my husband and I finally agreed to pull the trigger on me being a stay-at-home mom. But it was a process that took us about 7-8 years because we talked about it when we first got married. You know, my desire to homeschool the kids, to be a stay-at-home mom. And so what did that require? What were the expectations, especially with him being, you know, the main breadwinner? What kind of job would he need in order to support that? And so it was many different things that went into making that decision. It wasn't just as easy as I woke up one morning and was like, hey, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom. No, I still had things to take care of. And so for us, it looked like, hey, you want to stay at home? You want to do these things? Well, we need to be out of debt. So what does that require? It required us to be very financially responsible and good stewards of our finances and good stewards of the things that we were doing. From that point on, I had to turn some things away and say no to some things in order to attain my goal. You know, that was more important to me than maybe that trip or that designer purse or, you know, that house. So it was some things that we had to decide on early on in order to make that decision. When we first made the decision for me to be a stay-at-home mom, at the time I was an entrepreneur. I was running my own insurance business, and I really had to figure out, how do I want to get out of debt? How fast do I want to get out of debt? What are some freedoms that I need to give up in order to achieve my overall goal? And so for me, I had to stop working for myself, and I started working for a company. It was a great company. It was wonderful. I probably would have stayed there if it wasn't for my goal to be a stay-at-home mom. But it helped provide me the assurance and stability I needed in order to pay off our debt, in order to also get a substantial savings to finally say, oh, it is time. So for the sake of today's video, there's 5 questions I would have you ask yourself if you're really contemplating being a stay-at-home mom. 1, can you afford it? Can you afford to live off of one income? The second question, is your partner on board? I would not be able to be a stay-at-home mother if Jonathan, my husband, was not on board. He encourages me on my hard days. He listens when I'm just rattling off all the things that went on in the day. And I'm sure there's some things that go on that he would want to be a part of. But he encourages me. He helps provide for me. He does not make me feel like it's his money versus our money. I don't feel like I gotta ask for anything or beg or plead. It's all decisions that we make together. He takes care of, you know, what he needs to do at work, and I take care of what needs to be at home, and we discuss it all. The third thing I would have you ask yourself is, what would your expectations be for yourself? And then have your partner tell you their expectations. The fourth question I would ask yourself is, what is your why? Why would you want to stay at home? Why would you want to be available sun up, sun down? Why would you want to be at home most of the time? I mean, you even have to change your wardrobe. I miss my suits and my heels. So ask yourself why. And the final question I would have you ask yourself is, in what ways can you reward yourself? Where do you find your joy? Where do you find that thing to fill you up? Because when you stay at home, you still have to find a way to fill your tank. I please do not think that it's your children's responsibility to fill your happy tank. You have to find a way to do that yourself. If you're counting on being home and, you know, you'll be with your kids all day and that'll be it for you, that's not enough to fill your tank. So what can you do? What do you like to do? Who are you?
in order to find joy in your life outside of what you do for your family.